York's classic rock, Q1043. The mythical chef Josh Scherer is here with us in the studio, and his show is a spin-off of this Good Mythical morning show that his friends Rhett and Link have that has like a gazillion viewers on YouTube.
4 gazillion, actually, is the last number, yes.
4 gazillion. Okay. And you're the executive director of culinary content at Mythical Entertainment. That's quite a title. And you have several of your own shows. You have one, Last Meals, and you've had famous stars on there like Tom Hanks, Post Malone. Jason Kelsey. And you also have an award-winning podcast. And several years ago, we talked about this on the air, and it's actually the title of your podcast, which is, and you'll remember this conversation, Shelley, because it created so much controversy.
Yeah.
The podcast is called A Hot Dog is a Sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
And I stand by this. I said I wouldn't get political today, but a hot dog is a sandwich, and I believe this.
But so do I. But a lot of people don't. It's a very contentious issue.
The amount of
I
text we
don't
get over.
understand why.
It just is. Remember how we were getting all those...
Yeah.
Because what's the main argument? That it has to be meat between 2 pieces of bread, and some people think a bun is not 2 pieces of bread?
There's the factual side of the argument, like that, and then there's the emotional side, and nobody believes that a hot dog is not a sandwich more than somebody who actually owns a hot dog business. We talked to Richard Pink of Pink's Hot Dogs, and I've never seen somebody get so offended. He's a lovely, lovely man. Never seen him lose his cool. And I said, a hot dog is a sandwich. He goes, a hot dog is a hot dog. I'm like, you are correct, sir.
There's no lying in that.
Well, I get that from somebody who's in
but
the
a Philly
business.
cheesesteak is a sandwich. And that's, on a roll.
A man of reason. A lobster roll, that's a sandwich.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
it is.
wow.
And Josh is here to tell us about the Mythical Cookbook, which is published by Harvest, and is, by the way, beautifully done. I mean, the photography, the paper, the binding, all of it. Really, really cool, including the cover, which makes me hungry and happy simultaneously.
See, something you need to know about Jim is he's a big food porn guy.
Oh, my God. You and me both. I
So-
just thumbed through that. Oh, and dim lighting, light some candles, flipping through the book.
Okay, well then listen, between you and I have some friends who own restaurants and bars, and they get those trade publications, those magazines to the trade
It's the good stuff.
that have all kinds of great advertisements in them with great photography.
We'll start a group text.
And they give them to me.
Listen, the sexy voice.
They give them to me. They let me have them. It's amazing how a full-page advertisement by Heinz can make you so nuts.
You got to hide it underneath your mattress, you know?
It's really, really awesome.
I would not want to go near that.
But tell us just, a little bit about the genesis of this project of yours.
Sure. So like you said, Rhett and Link, they started Good Mythical Morning, more than a decade ago at this point, and they have 2,500 episodes, and food was always a big part of that show. But it was a lot simpler than the stuff that I do. They would ask questions like, what would happen if you put mac and cheese in a Big Mac and call it a Big Mac and Cheese? And then I come in and I'm like, well, what if you actually replace the buns by deep frying discs of mac and cheese and using that as the bread? So that's a little bit the genesis of it. But I've been hosting Mythical Kitchen for the last 4 years, and we've created a lot of incredible recipes, and we've taken the best of the best. We're taking the Top Gun fighter pilots of our recipes, and we put them all into that cookbook right there.
Okay, earlier this morning we just opened to a random page. I'm going to open to a random page.
Oh, I just did that before. I think I found a really good one.
Okay.
Just read the title of this one. Okay.
Just pass it over. Josh's Suck It, Gordon Ramsay grilled cheese.
I don't feel like there's any subtlety there.
No, subtlety's never been my game.
Okay, it says here, can I read a bit from
Absolutely.
here? To make it abundantly clear, I have nothing but respect for Gordon Ramsay. Okay, is he gone? Whew. Finally, I can speak honestly. Gordon, you absolute donut, you wouldn't know a proper grilled cheese if it floated up the Thames and gave you a wet snog on the dog's bollocks.
Wow.
That's called code switching, where I went.
So let's see, 3 tablespoons salted butter, 2 slices grocery store sourdough bread, 2 slices Kraft Deli Deluxe American cheese.
That's key.
That they're very good. You then kind of pee on Kraft singles, which are technically not cheese but cheese product, but those are good too.
They have their place.
Yeah, but the Deli Deluxe American cheese from Kraft is very good. Oh, and one slice provolone, and one slice sharp cheddar.
3 cheeses.
Well,
You
that's
got
a
one.
lot of cheese.
You got one for texture, and then you got one for the sharpness and the prove, and that's got that cheese pull, and then cheddar's that classic grilled cheese flavor that brings it home.
And how do you like to make it?
So
do you butter the bread? Do you?
I am a fan. We've actually tested this. We have a show called Myth Munchers, and we test the myths about certain dishes, and one of them was grilled cheese making. A lot of people started crusting it in mayonnaise because it the eggs and the protein seize up. I'm not a fan. I think pure butter is the way to go, and I actually let the butter pool in the pan. I don't spread it on the bread because I like to let it sort of foam at the edges. It gets browned at the edges of the grilled cheese. You got to do it low and slow because that way the steam can rise through the bread and actually melt that cheese. And that was Gordon's problem. He came out with a grilled cheese video where the cheese was obviously not melted, and this man looks you dead in the face and goes, "Wow, gorgeous. Look at that melty cheese." And so that is why I told him to suck it. We're now friends.
But an important question here. Is it salted butter or unsalted butter?
I am a fan of using, this is controversial here, unsalted butter because then you can control the salt levels yourself.
You said melty. When did melty become a word instead of melted?
I think 1976, we can trace the origin back to, no, I have no idea. There is a burger chain that advertises itself as, quote, the world's meltiest burger. And I didn't know melty was an adjective I wanted for a burger. So you and I are equally confused on this front.
Okay, boy, you've got a lot of bacon stuff here. So let's see. Let's just grab another Spice Krispies treats.
Oh, I've seen this video, actually. The tools that he uses are not very kitchen-friendly.
I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can
I
see.
can't even imagine what this is.
You know what a Rice Krispie treat
Of
looks
course I do. Wow. All right, so what's on it? What's
What is
involved?
it? Is more.
Very,
Yeah.
very simple recipe. So you're going to take equal parts Rice Krispie cereal and Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and you're going to crush those up to be the size of Rice Krispie cereal.
Flaming Hot Cheetos.
And then you're going to, classic butter and marshmallow, let it set in a pan. We get a little fancy with a white chocolate drizzle and some red sanding sugar. They're really good. We were just messing around one day, and I was like, what's this going to taste like? We tried it with Doritos, with Fritos, and Flamin' Hot Cheetos. It actually really works.
And did I see you crushing said Cheetos with a glass bottle?
Oh, that's correct, sir. Yeah, don't do that at home.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine Gatorade muffins. But this book is really
handing me all the books.
This book is really fun.
Thank you.
There's a woman who I don't know personally, but I see the pictures she posts on Facebook from time to time. Her name is Beth Weissman, and she puts photographs of grilled cheese sandwiches up that she makes.
If we're talking food porn, I mean, that's top of the list right there.
Oh, I know. You want to lick the screen.
Look at this
Okay.
picture.
All
Look at that
right.
picture.
Here's one.
All right.
Shelley,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
By the way, it's Josh Scherer, the mythical chef, with us this morning. Chicken fried cheeseburger. Oh, does this look great? And you've got the gravy on top.
Oh yeah, that is correct. This is a special recipe. This is maybe the first thing I ever made for Rhett and Link. It was part of their series called Will It that has gazillions of views at this point, and they simply asked the question, what if chicken fried steak was a cheeseburger? Now, you could chicken fry just the burger patty and put that inside of a bun. That'd be one way to do it. I decided that I wanted to chicken fry the whole dang thing. And so I took a whole burger, held it together with a little bit of cheese so it didn't come apart, and then did a buttermilk flour dredge, fried it off, cheese was melty on the inside, and then we covered that in a white cream gravy with lots of black pepper. And listen, it's decadent. You're not going to go run a marathon after this, but maybe you could with the amount of calories in your system. It's good stuff.
Well, Shelley might, and let me hold it up to the camera for her to see this one.
She's just going to start licking her screen, man, if you keep showing her pictures.
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
And you know something? The stuffed baked potato with the sour cream. And I mean, even the broccoli looks good in this photo.
But we had a really talented team.
But that is awesome. You know, and here we are in New York City, and it's very hard to find this kind of gravy, this country gravy. And, you know, biscuits and gravy are near impossible to get here. Well, it's regional food.
Yeah.
You know, whenever I head south, you know, they have biscuits and gravy at McDonald's in the South.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
They
at
man.
do?
breakfast, yes.
You're talking to the guy who, when you went to Ireland, the one stop you made was at McDonald's, so that way you can taste a different country's McDonald's.
Well, not only there, in Israel too.
Yeah, in Israel there was a Big Mac with no cheese, obviously.
That's
But in Dublin they had at McDonald's the McBacon, which is a bacon sandwich with brown sauce on it. Something they call brown sauce.
I love brown sauce.
Well, I don't know what it is, but it tasted really good.
It's brown. It's all
I
you
know
need
it's
to know.
brown. It's brown sauce, but
I think
don't-
there's raisins in it too. I think that's part of it.
I don't know, but it was good. And it wasn't bacon as we know it. Mm-hmm. It was more of a.
Yeah, their bacon contains the loin on it, which is like the leaner part, somewhat similar to Canadian bacon, and they call our bacon streaky bacon. Anytime I say the word Canadian bacon, Canadians come out of the woodwork to be like, that's not proper Canadian bacon. I'm like, listen, if McDonald's is putting it on a McMuffin, they calls it Canadian bacon, I'm calling it Canadian bacon.
There's a whole chapter about bacon in here.
There sure is.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
correct.
Yeah,
That's correct.
we'll be back with the mythical chef in just a moment. The mythical chef Josh Scherer is here with us at Q104.3. The book is. Hear that? This is a
It's a nice
substantial
cover.
book.
Yeah.
It's the Mythical Cookbook. 10 simple rules for cooking deliciously, eating happily, and living mythically. And you're an athlete as well.
That is correct, yeah.
That's right.
Well, no, I mean, you were in college, an athlete, right?
I was, I did shot put, discus, and hammer throw at UCLA.
Okay.
Wow.
And if
I
you-
see him making all these
it-
amazingly high-calorie foods,
Yes,
and he's jacked.
there's all these, chicken fried cheeseburger in here, and then, it looks like you go to the gym for several hours a day.
I really do, though. Somebody once described bodybuilding as creating the conditions for which your body needs food. When you lift weights, you're breaking your body down. It's the poutine, spaghetti, and meatballs that builds your body back up.
Wow, that's a good diet. All right, so this show's polarizing, all right, because Shelly cooks every meal, and she only eats things that she grows.
Pretty much.
And,
No.
And Jim, on the other hand, his oven hasn't worked since the pandemic. His fridge doesn't work since the pandemic.
I have a
H-
microwave oven. What else do I need?
I got you a hot dog toaster. That's how much I was concerned that you weren't going to be eating. So, since you make all these weird creations in the book, right? I was wondering if I give you his top 5 favorite frozen foods, what would you make? All right.
Fun.
So he loves Marie Callender chicken pot pie, Stouffer's fettuccine alfredo, lean cuisine Salisbury steak. I don't know why lean cuisine one.
It's a tasty Salisbury steak.
And the green giant corn in butter and bird's eyes. Those little tiny onions that swim in the pool of
the
their own
pearl
cream
onions
sauce.
and
Yeah.
cream sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, creamed onions. The pearl onions, they're better frozen, because if you ever try and work with them fresh, Shelly, I don't know if you work with fresh pearl onions. They're difficult.
Never.
They're difficult to peel. The frozen ones are better.
Yeah.
So what do you think you
Okay.
could combine between chicken pot pie, fettuccine alfredo, Salisbury steak, corn and butter, and those onions for Jim?
To me, there's an easy answer here. There is, you make a timpano, or a timbalo, as they call it in certain parts of southern Italy. If you've seen the movie The Big Night, this is the final dish. It is a giant pasta pie. So you already got the chicken pot pie going, which I grew up on the Marie Callender's chicken pot pies. They're so good.
Oh, they're really good.
Oh, and anytime I would go to an actual Marie Callender's restaurant, don't tell anyone, but we would steal the chicken pot pie container and then use that to cook our own.
Did you ever go to the one on Wilshire Boulevard?
I sure did. I used to work at the building right next to it. I'd go there for lunch.
Oh, yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, oh man, a moment in time. But I would take the fettuccine alfredo with the onions, just combine all of that, and you're putting that inside of a pastry crust. Bake it off, let it set for about 15 minutes so you can slice it. You got a good old-fashioned pasta pie, some of those vegetables in there to really liven it up. I want to make that at home now.
There you go, Jim.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
Sounds good. All right.
Is that why you're drooling now?
The book is the Mythical Cookbook. Rhett and Link present the Mythical Cookbook. And tell us again where people can hear your podcasts, watch your shows.
Yeah, if you go to YouTube, search Mythical Kitchen. We got a lot of fun stuff coming out. The show Last Meals, we cook a celebrity guest last meal. We're always publishing new episodes. We got some really fun guests coming up. Check out A Hot Dog is a Sandwich anywhere you get your podcast, and then you can order the book from mythicalcookbook.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's Josh Scherer.
New York's classic rock, Q1043.